Alright, let's get this show on the road here. And so, like we were talking the other day, there is a debt that needs to be paid by the NFL to Missouri. Because what happened was when the Rams were first in Missouri, they built this extravagant stadium right around the time I think Jared Goff was drafted, and then they ended up moving a couple seasons after. So it's almost like it was a big waste of $1 billion to make this stadium. So this is when it was happening in 2016. So if you look at this, 2016, there was this huge debt that St. Louis was stuck with, and there was bitterness attached to it. And look, the stadium saddled about 144 million in debt and maintenance costs. So that's a lot of people. And now they were saying back then taxpayers will now shoulder the remaining payments of that. So it's become a mess at that point. The fans are being left holding the bag. See, it's crazy. So this is why the Chiefs were relevant out of nowhere. This is the beginning of the Chiefs being relevant. No wonder they won that Super Bowl, to lighten the load and lighten everything that's happening over there. See, look at this. Where's that other part I saw? St. Louis in the $200 million agreement to build the stadium for the Rams raised eyebrows since it opened in 1995. So they built it kind of like soon. Wasn't even 20 years, about 20 years. Let's see here. This is the cost of stadiums. Let's see. 1 billion. No, see, look at these stadiums. The Jets have the cheapest. Nah, that can't be right. Inglewood. Oh, this is their new stadium, so yeah, they don't know what that's gonna be yet. Where is it? Where is it? St. Louis. So yeah, 95. Yeah, that stadium was cheap. Lucas Oil is the richest stadium, it looks like. All right, we're getting off topic. We're looking at these costs. So the point is, there were millions, almost three-quarters of $1 billion of debt that was left on them. So then the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, right? And then next year they get to the Super Bowl and lose, right? And now let's see what happens. Fast forward to 2022. Whoops, actually. 2022, NFL and Rams reach a $790 million settlement in St. Louis. But that was in 2021. But let's see what happens in 2022. So they made Stan Kroenke pay the debt. I guess that's the owner of the Rams. No, I don't want to do this. How do I close this? Oh. It's not closing it. Back to home page. Alright. What the hell did it just do? I don't know what happened to the article. It just like moved it off. Alright, we'll go to the other one. Some of these articles are just not opening properly. But yeah, they reached almost the $800 million settlement. The St. Louis officials sought out $1 billion in damages after the Rams moved to St. Louis in 2016. The $790 million settlement. What the heck? What's going on? Comes just before the trial set for January. Earlier this month, the NFL and Rams lost their effort to have the case tried elsewhere in Missouri instead of the team's former home of St. Louis, because they're going to be impartial. I'm trying to get to the part where they made all 31 teams pay $7.5 million to contribute to this debt. So I'm not a mathematician, but you add that's over $100 million in payments. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm pretty sure that's well over 100K or 100 million in or no, 100,000, yeah, 100 million in debt that the NFL teams have paid. That's a lot, and they had nothing to do with it. So those owners are kind of pissed about it. But the NFL, the NFL is trying not to pay anything at all. The NFL is trying to make the taxpayers pay and every other team pay, but the NFL doesn't want to pay their money that they have. It's kind of ridiculous, which is why they're giving the Chiefs championships. They're like, all right, instead of us flat out just paying you, we're going to stall and give you a championship. That's how they do it. It's ridiculous. That's why the Rams won, what was it, 2 years ago, was it? Or last year? That's why they won. It's because of this debt, guys. It's a handshake. It's what it is. The Rams will probably never win again, or for a long time. That championship was for a debt. That's all it is. The Chiefs winning is for a debt. If the Chiefs win on Sunday, it's not because they're the better team. It's because of the debt. That's all it is. Let's see. Yeah, see? 31 professional football teams and their owners. The suit saw at least $1 billion in damages. I'm trying to see that part. Issued roughly a 45. So NFL owners were not turning over financial documents last October. So if that's not shady, I don't know what is. So there's a lot of shady business going on, guys. And you guys think this stuff is real, but you don't look behind the scenes. You look at what's on the screen, which is fake anyway. But look at this stuff behind the scenes that no one talks about and that no one really sees unless you look it up. It's crazy. Look at all these zeros. Look at all this money. Officials alleged the city lost between 1.85 million and 3.5 million per year in amusement and ticket tax collections, another 7.5 million in property tax, and 1.4 million in sales tax, totaling more than 100 million in lost in annual revenue. So they lost more than 100 million in revenue. That's crazy. That's not even including what was used on the stadium. So this is what, like $1 billion that's just up in the air. It's a lot of money, guys. Like $1 billion, that's a lot of money. That's basically what a team makes every year almost, or every couple years. It's a lot of money. Let's see. I'm seeing if there's anything else. Yeah, so that's why the Chiefs are going to win, guys. It's a lot of money. It's too much money, man. It's a handshake going on here. Like, we'll watch the game, obviously, but it's not going to be real at all. How much money did St. Louis get from the NFL? $790 million. 1 year after the Rams owner Stan Kroenke and the NFL agreed to pay $700 million to settle a lawsuit over team's departure to St. Louis. So because the team left and they just bought a stadium over there, or made a stadium over there, they left them high and dry, basically, to be in LA. So it's they basically built two stadiums, two different locations, and then the one in Missouri is just there now. It's just a hole in the ground. An $800 million hole in the ground. Unless another team goes there, which I highly doubt. Like, it's just like, it's a waste of money. And now it just shows you how much money is wasted in football on these stadiums. Like, stadiums are getting moved here and there and getting left and abandoned. So what happens to all that money that was invested? What happens to all those resources? Now they're just sitting there. $1 billion is just sitting in a hole. It's crazy, man. Like, I feel like when these stadiums are built, there should be some type of contract in order. Like, you need to stay here for this amount of time to fulfill this goal to make this amount of revenue. Like, you can't just build a stadium and then up and leave 2 years later. It's like, dude, we literally just spent $1 billion on this. Now you're up and leaving because it makes you feel better, because it looks nicer. It's just crazy. Like, I know there's more to it, but like, the way the NFL does business, like all these teams just abandoning these stadiums and moving elsewhere. It happens all the time. And that's where these championships come from. That's where they substantiate from. And that's why the Bills are going to win one soon, too, once they move out of their stadium. It's a chain reaction. Now they're going to be owed a lot of money. But, yeah, that's how this stuff goes. It's a handshake, man. Do the Rams owe St. Louis money, man? Yeah, it's $1 billion floating in the air. We don't even know if that money was paid yet, which is why they're getting the treatment they're getting. And it's funny, so they allegedly said that he paid that settlement a few months after they won the Super Bowl. Like, you guys don't find that weird? So he didn't pay all that time, and then they win the Super Bowl, and then he pays a few months after. Like, you guys gotta understand, this stuff is not real at all. Like, it's really sad that, like, all these people think this stuff is real. It just shows they don't research, because it's all right here. If you just do a little research, you'll find this stuff, and you'll find your winner. I would be surprised if the Chiefs don't win, because everything, other than, like, nothing, I'm not talking on the field stuff. That stuff, you can save that for the birds. The stuff on the field is fake. Everything you're seeing now is pointing to the Chiefs. Everything else but the field. Like, I know the Eagles got to better this, they got to better that, their O-line. I know, oh my God, yeah. None of that's going to matter. There's a script they all have to follow. They've been practicing the script for a week and a half and counting. This is going to be a script for the ages, man. Why can't any of us get any tape on practice? Ever ask yourself that? Why can't any of us find any tape on their practices? All you can find is stupid... Here, let's look. All you can find is stupid little, like, videos. Nothing real. Nothing of them showing you anything. It's just them doing fake drills, going through the motions, in slow motion. Let's see this. Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl practice is spelled that wrong. Alright, let's see if we can see any practices. See? Usually you can get a practice up during the regular season. Usually. Oh, maybe we can listen to some of these guys talking, see if there's any tells in that. Because we are doing a live, so it's not like I have a time limit here that I'm abiding by. I just want to see if there's any. See, there's nothing on practice. See, I looked at this the other day. We'll watch a few minutes of this, but this doesn't show you anything. This is what I said. It was just guys doing fake drills for the camera. That's all it is. Look at this garbage over here. Just look at this. Look at this. This is garbage. This ain't even real. They're showing them stretching. Like, look at this. Like, what is anyone getting from this? Nice stretch there, buddy. Just playing loud music, guys standing around. Like, you're not getting anything from this. This is clearly planned. Look at this. This is absolutely stupid. The fact that this was a YouTube video, and how many people watched this? 35, almost 40,000 people watched this garbage. Guys just standing around. Look at this. They're not doing anything. They're literally just doing ball drills. This is all for show. And here's the guy, number 7, the guy that no one blocks. Oh, he's so good. Oh, my God, he's so good. He's so good. It's kind of sad. But look at this. This is what they show us. But usually through the regular season, you see actual practicing going on. You see plays being ran. Right now, they don't want to show us anything. Kind of funny to me. I find that hilarious. Now, let's listen to some of this nonsense. Chiefs, Eagles.
Everywhere, so it's hard to pick one. I mean, obviously
they're great everywhere. Listen to the praise that Mr. Mahomes is giving. Why all this praise?
It's a lie just because I mean they're on a historic sack rate and the way they're able to get to the quarterback, and so everybody knows that
he seems so unimpressed. Like, it seems like he's just giving the high praises to help the bettors pick the Eagles, and he knows he's gonna win this thing. He's gonna be the MVP, guys.
Everything starts up front, and so it'll be a great challenge for our offensive line to try to do what they can in the run game and the pass game of protecting and run blocking. But I mean, they got great DBs, they got great linebackers. And so when you have a great unit, it's
They have one great DB, and he's not even great yet. He's Darius Slay. Like, I'll give him that. James Bradbury, he's been in the league for a while. He wasn't that good in Carolina or New York. Now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that he's this great cornerback. He didn't show anywhere else. Now he has one decent year playing against no good teams as we saw before. Like, even in the playoffs, shambles.
how can you execute and prevent negative plays. And they've done a great job, especially in the playoffs, of causing negative plays. And turnovers are usually what win and lose a football game. And so for us, we understand it's going to be a great challenge through and through, but the defensive line is a special group, and so I'd probably say that.
And that's all he's saying. He's not saying anything about Jalen Hurts, that offense. He's just saying, yeah, that defense is really good. Jalen Hurts, he's just chopped liver. We don't care about him.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is one of the big issues that we know the Chiefs are going to face. We saw it 2 years ago when Patrick Mahomes couldn't get away from the Buccaneers rushing floor all the time.
Yeah, but you notice how they made a big time emphasis on their O-line. If you look at the Chiefs O-line, they have literally Pro Bowlers or ex-Pro Bowlers everywhere on that O-line. So they've addressed that. It's funny how they want to bring this up. So I don't think Mahomes is going to be running around like he did that Super Bowl. If he is, then it's complete BS.
Can he get away from the Eagles? The tendency to throw in that extra guy. Can they get to him before he can make magic? How much will the ankle be an issue?
One thing I will say, though, the Eagles, they do have a surplus of defensive linemen. They have like 6-7 D tackles they can swap through and switch out. They have a legitimate 4 defensive ends, too. So they literally have so many defensive linemen. That's definitely their strength.
In his effort to elude them. We're going to learn that, I think, in the first couple of drives.
Yeah, you're right. I would agree. I mean, the Eagles, they pose a lot of challenges. We know that. But this ain't like the Super Bowl 2 years ago. This offensive line is totally different.
That's what I said.
Patrick Mahomes is a better player now than he was 2 years
ago.
Oh, yeah. In the Super Bowl.
I'll give him that.
And as we discussed a little this week, I think because of the no Tyreek Hill, they have more answers in their offense. And that's where this is going to be interesting.
I'll agree with that because it seemed like with Tyreek Hill, he was always looking for him. And it was almost like Coach had to be like, all right, don't look at Tyreek this play. Look for someone else.
This is one of the best pass-protecting O-lines in football with one of the best pass-protecting head coaches in the history of football, and Andy Reid. Really, Andy Reid, through his history, quarterbacks getting hit a lot is not a thing.
So what these two guys are doing right now, they're trying to F with all the bettors. They're trying to mess with you because right now this guy, the first guy that spoke, his synopsis basically tells you the Eagles is better. Now this guy undercuts him and says, nope. You don't know what you're talking about. The Chiefs are better. So now we're not going to get any common ground because they don't want you to pick right. They don't want you to guess who's going to win, the spread, the money line, over, under. They don't want you to know that stuff. They want it to be as big a mystery as possible. These guys know what's going on.
Always kind of schematically.
And that's why they're crooks, because they know the outcome. They know what's going to go on, and they're selling us fairy tales.
Place, let alone talented up front. So he's going to be able to figure that out. And then, some of you think they're going to block it up. The Chiefs are tricky. You think, we're going to blitz. They're going to block it up. They'll do the opposite. They'll send everybody out and go, you know what? We're not going to block anybody. And now you're going to have one less guy, and we're just going to throw it out there and let one of our freaks run in space. So
that's called a screen.
That's where it is a really interesting matchup here. This is one game all year where I can sit here and go, the Eagles D-line is not going to steamroll this team when it comes to the pass rush. They definitely.
So the fact that he's saying that should temper your expectations of the Eagles going crazy. But like I said before, there's only 2 ways this game's going to go. It's going to, actually 3 ways. It's going to be a tight game. The first way will be a tight game. Mahomes wins in the last seconds. Or it's going to be like that Denver-Seattle game where the Chiefs just get blown out. It's just the NFL saying it's all about defense. Who cares about your quarterback? That year of Peyton Manning where everything went wrong, yeah. Or it's just going to be the Eagles just sneak by. Those are the only 3 ways. Like, there's literally no other way. When I say the Eagles sneak by, it's going to be by running the ball and playing off the run. If the Eagles don't play that way, then it's another indication that this is fake because the Eagles are going against the 29th ranked rush defense. So why would you not run the ball? So if the Eagles come out passing and not running as much, you know the fix is in, even more than so it already was.
Or not, let alone, I think he's going to be able to move effectively enough, and we'll see. Like
You
said,
think?
after the first few drives, that he'll still be extremely dangerous.
At the end of the day, they got 11 players. They deploy them at their own risk, and they may deploy them at their own peril. Let's take a look at what's some of the things
this is
the
a big
Eagles
thing.
pass rush has done over the course of the season.
Yeah, against what teams though? They like to say how great this pass rush is, but the NFL gave them this cupcake schedule, soft as putty.
Week 13 against Tennessee. Here's Josh Sweat. Watch this. Getting around the edge and getting it done.
Oh, I love how you show it in a digital form and not video form, so we can't see if he was blocked or not, if anyone freaking just let him through, to bad angles, get off, weight distribution. We don't see any of that. We just see a picture of the end result almost. So we don't know. Oh, Josh Sweat. Oh my God, he's so good. Oh my God, Josh Sweat, he's so good. How did he do that? How is he there? Oh, probably because he wasn't blocked.
Josh Sweat, we don't talk about him a lot, but between Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick on the edge, they're a handful. They are a team that has a good enough front four to just get there with four, but I'm not sure they can do that consistently this week.
Brandon Graham, the hero.
And why aren't you sure of that? That's what we want to know.
Super Bowl 52, still getting it done. That was a bull rush sack against the Saints week 17. Here's week 11 against the...
Why are they showing us still images? Like, we're not seeing how this happened. I wish they would just show us how it would happen. Then I could break down to you that it's BS. But they don't want to show us because they know this guy wasn't blocked ever.
Colts and Ndamukong Suh and Linval.
All these sacks you're seeing right now, this guy is usually unblocked on these sacks. If we look back on Hassan Reddick, you know what? Let's see this. Hassan Reddick's sacks 2020. Because we can actually see this for ourselves. He had 11 sacks. We got to go to YouTube to find this, to find his highlights. Hassan Reddick sack highlights, so we can see how bogus it is.